Hi, it's Chris Gio from Merchant Method, and you are watching Merchant Method Retail Trend Reports, where we combine the most relevant of industry news with experience-based training so you can build more profit with ease. Our trend report topic this week is retail loss prevention essentials. This has become an important topic for me, though I've been around loss prevention and profitability preservation for years from a corporate buying side, from a store manager side, from a retail employee side. I was recently reminded of loss prevention as a customer, and I want to talk about essentials that you need to know in your small business and really highlight 3 ways in which these essentials, when implemented without a counterpart of a customer service vision, without a counterpart of strong brand behavior and consistency in customer service, can not only prevent theft, but also prevent sales. So that's what we're talking about today. So what is loss prevention? Loss prevention really is a comprehensive set of practices used to preserve your profitability. So it isn't just surveillance cameras. It isn't just bag checks. It isn't just following suspicious customers with suspicious behaviors around the store. It is a collection of behaviors and best practices. Why having awareness around loss prevention is important is I'm a huge believer in what you measure improves. And when you are measuring your inventory shrink or your shrink, how much of the profit you've lost, you can really start to draw some connections between shrinkage and potential holes in your process, whether your process be service, operational best practices, training, poor floor planning, or even employees that have not the best intentions. So it really can indicate a lot of things about your business, which is why you take a really comprehensive approach. The other reason why loss prevention is a comprehensive program or a comprehensive collection of behaviors and actions and processes is because there isn't just one reason why theft happens or shrink happens or why profit decreases due to intentional or unintentional loss. Really, it's important for any size retailer, whether it's a large retailer or an independent retailer. A question I get asked pretty commonly is, at what percentage of shrink should I be worried about? And I don't know, everything about your business. The important thing to know is to start to measure it and see how that lines up with other things you know to be true about your business. As with most measurables and key performance indicators, we need to keep our finger on the pulse, and our eye on the business with consistency and with frequency to understand, is the shrink getting much higher than it should be? Have we made meaningful improvements, and has the shrink gone down? So again, it's not just one number, but it's the temperature that you take over the course of your business. So there are several components to loss prevention, and they are operational error. So, human error that contributes to miscalculations in books, mishandling of inventory, oversights that leads to loss on the books. There is external theft, what we think of as a thief coming in to grab a bunch of stuff. But external theft or external shrink can also be things like a certain amount of damages, point of sale fraud, cash register fraud, returns fraud. So it's more than just a thief coming to your store and taking something. The third component, and the one that sometimes surprises small businesses, is internal theft. Internal theft is the leading cause of loss in profit for all small businesses and all retailers. It's just the number one. And the reason why is not because there are things wrong with the business or holes in operational procedures, it's mostly because employees have access to all back of store, back office information. They're often handling cash multiple times a day. So next week, we're going to talk a little bit more fully around loss prevention implementation, and we have some great resources that we're posting from WASP Buzz and Fit Small Business around general thoughts around loss prevention and what you can do in your store right now, what small businesses should do right now to preserve profit. But I want to talk about when loss prevention goes wrong and actually not only deters theft, but also deters the sale, which is an experience I had a few times over the past week or week and a half. So number one, when loss prevention takes the shape of customer chasing and not customer service. And what I mean by that is we're often taught as retailers, we often teach our retail employees that if we show customers that seem suspicious, that we're aware of their presence in the store, that we're aware of where things are in the store, that might deter or prevent an opportunity for something to be taken. And awareness, the way that it shows up in businesses, retail environments, regardless of size, I've seen it numerous times, is when employees move from room to room or fixture to fixture. So I've seen it as a retail leader and manager. I've seen it as a retail employee co-working with someone else. I've seen it as a shopper observing an employee following another suspicious customer, and I'm saying suspicious with quotes, a suspicious customer. I've experienced it as a legit customer having someone follow me around. So whether it's procedural or not, really the mistake here is that the engagement, the awareness, the customer following is about body language, and it's not about true consistent language. So it may seem like someone's tidying up, but what's happening is customers are getting followed around. That's mistake number one. Mistake number two is policing rather than preventing. And this would be with regards to operational procedures, internal theft, and external theft. What tends to happen is in a policing state, the morale, the way that employees, the way that team members, even the way that managers and retail leaders feel is they're on heightened alert for the other shoe to drop. They're on heightened alert to be attacked in some way, to have their place of business, often a second home, be disrespected, and managing it from a policing what's going to go wrong perspective, that feeling translates to body language, and that body language can be read by your customers. Again, body language communicates significantly more quickly than words do. Even if we have the most perfectly crafted words, your body language, our body language betrays us. So when we get into this policing state of mind, we are preventing the genuine customer interaction, and we start to chase customers around the store. And I'm not talking literally chase them around the store, but figuratively following them. Oftentimes, policing may look like operational rules without context. We're instituting this rule now, and everyone has to sign that they've checked the cash register. Everyone has to sign that they've been in and out of petty cash. That's it, without the additional context. And the additional context, even for procedures that are purely back of house, is important because that additional context lends to awareness. It also alleviates any fear or any contention or conflict that employees might feel with their managers or leaders, that managers might feel with each other. So that's mistake number two, is policing versus prevention. And then mistake number three is a reactionary approach to implementing loss prevention tactics, or a reactionary approach to heightening awareness around loss prevention. So I have seen this time and time and time and time again, that our awareness, and I'm saying generally our awareness as a collective retail industry, the awareness really drops when things feel like they're going well, when there's not a lot of loss, when there's a lot of sales, when we feel in control of the business. And so we may get relaxed about procedures, we may get relaxed around consistency, we may get relaxed around checks and balances. And then a loss happens, and then all of that great feeling that we had is totally destroyed, and then it's a re-heightened alert of loss prevention. And so it's, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. And that is a huge mistake. Loss prevention should always operate at this hum level of something like white noise that is always there, because loss prevention is mostly about the appearance of control and the appearance of awareness. So again, I want you to think through what loss prevention looks like for your store right now, knowing that loss prevention really is a comprehensive set of practices that are operational, that have to do with preventing internal theft. And some of that internal theft could be straight stealing, right? Stealing inventory, stealing cash. It could also be related to benefit abuse, like discount benefit abuse, extending benefits where they shouldn't be extended to. And loss prevention also relates to external theft. And the question I have for you is, what are ways that you're committed to preventing policing, a policing sense of loss prevention, in favor of a more preventative sense of loss prevention? And I want to know what your thoughts are. So feel free to comment below and join me next week. I'm going to talk through some things that small businesses and independent retailers can implement in their store regarding store layout that will help with preserving profit, and then ways that we can connect the big dots of loss prevention and customer service vision statements so that employees and customers don't feel the sense of customer chasing, but they're always feeling a sense of customer service. Because I will share with you this, really good loss prevention is really, really great customer service. And not only does really good loss prevention preserve profit, but great customer service increases revenue. So we're talking about top line growth and bottom line growth. All right, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.